But last but not certainly not least for me is Astro Bot. Um, Now we go from PlayStation wrongs to PlayStation rights. Um, Astro Bot is great. I don't play a ton of 3D platformers, but this game is great. Similar to Astro's Playroom, which comes downloaded onto the PS5 console. Astro Bot is a love letter to just PlayStation as a whole. If you like 3D platformers like Mario, you'll love this. Uh, so with the DualSense, the PS5 controller, you can feel the difference between surfaces that Astrobot walks on through the vibrations of the controller. If you step in sand, it'll feel like the vibrations will make it feel like you're stepping through sand. And same thing when you
That's
walk on
cool.
glass and concrete. It's really cool. And not a lot of games took advantage of that. The only game to really do that was Astro's Playground, which was essentially like a tech demo for the controller. And now that the Astrobot has his own full game, they just
Right.
took advantage of that whole the haptic feedback of the DualSense controller, and it's great. It's great. If Nintendo were to incorporate something like this in their next console, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the all of the levels make reference to games, and
Mhm.
some games that I didn't even think that they would. And I'm doing my best to avoid spoilers so that I can just
Right.
discover them organically and be surprised. Like some of them really threw me off, like spoiler alert for people, but like it's like one of the early levels, and I found goddamn Solid Snake, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And like I wasn't like super surprised because I was like, yeah,
Right.
for a very long time, uh, Metal Gear Solid was only on PlayStation. So
Yeah.
I wasn't like super surprised, and then I kept going, and then I saw goddamn uh Psycho Mantis, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, Snake makes sense, but now we got Psycho Mantis, and then I saw Gray Fox,
Right.
and I was like, hold on, what's going on? And then I went to look something up that I realized I didn't need to, because when you find them, they give you like a little blurb about who they are. They don't actually say their name. They like will give them like a nickname or something, and then a little description
Right.
about them, and that's real like fun and cheeky. And then I missed it, and I didn't realize that
Oh man.
once I go back to the main world, I can go through those and actually see what they said initially. Um,
Mhm.
so I went to look it up, and I might have got spoiled. I don't know if it was real. I don't know if it was fake. That Raiden is in the game, and I'm mad because I would have preferred to be completely surprised by that, because Raiden is my favorite Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
character, and I would have preferred to be completely surprised after finding him. But now I'm not going to be as surprised, but it's still going to be cool because I love
No.
Raiden so much. I
Real.
wish I could just delete that memory and experience it without knowing, because I cannot tell you how happy I would have been to just find Raiden organically. But
Yeah.
yeah, this game's real fun. Every damn near every level introduces a new power or tool that makes each level unique. Like there's one where you can shrink. Um, there's one where you can slow down time. Um,
Mm.
and there's just a bunch of interesting abilities. For the most part, though, because it's like the first game in front, the main bosses are kind of generic, and it's like they're not
Yeah.
super interesting. Like I feel like
Mhm.
they could work on making more like unique bosses. Um, but other than that, the game's just really fun and easy to play. It's a chosen platformer. It's not super difficult. There's some levels that can be kind of hard, but for the most part, it's pretty easy. And there's a lot of collectibles to find. Like throughout the whole thing, you're collecting like robots. Like I don't even know how to call them. I forget what the game actually calls them, but you're collecting essentially other Astrobots dressed up as PlayStation mascots.
Right. PlayStation
Um,
characters. Yeah.
and yeah, ones that like I hoped would be in it. Again, spoiler. That I hoped would be in it, but like I wasn't sure would be in it, but they were, and I was happy. Were Crash and Spyro, because they're
Oh
they're
yeah.
owned by Activision, who's owned by Xbox. So I wasn't
Right.
sure if they'd be in it, even despite, because they're no longer. They used to be in Astro's place. They used to be the mascots of PlayStation, but now they're owned by a different company. They're owned by the competitor now, which is wild. But they are in it, and I was so happy when I saw them. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Crash and Spyro!" I couldn't believe it. I was just giddy playing this game. It's fun. It's just fun finding all these characters. I'm certain I'm probably gonna find characters I haven't found yet, but I'm sure in it are like Laura Croft. Um,
Hmm.
it'd be absolutely wild if Spider-Man's in the game.
Yeah.
Because technically that's not like a PlayStation character, but like it's a PlayStation exclusive game. So
Yeah.
like maybe Spider-Man's in it. Who knows? Maybe Peter and Miles are in
Maybe.
this game. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, it's in what is it? Ken Masters Street Fighter was in it, which is cool.
Yep.
And Oh, you know who I haven't found that's probably in it? Probably goddamn Cloud, Strife, Sephiroth,
Yeah.
maybe Tifa, maybe the whole team.
Mm,
At the very least, Cloud and Sephiroth are probably in the game.
for sure.
But yeah, so far it's been fun. Oh, also found Dante again. It's just so good.
Oh yeah.
There are just so
Yeah.
many Easter eggs of a bunch of different characters. That are just so fun to play. I'm sure there's some I found that I'm like, who the hell are you? I don't know who you are. um, and yeah, I'm excited to see what else they got. That'll surprise me. But yeah, it's real fun. This is definitely a game that
Good.
whenever they actually drop the price of the PS5 and you manage to get one, that I'm sure you'll enjoy playing.